Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, Friday the 10th of August, Industry Rumble 5 at Bruce Glozier Productions. I'm Kerry Davies, I'm here with the infamous Barry Robinson, all the way from the States. How are we, Barry? Good evening.
I'm really good, man. I can't complain at all. I'm living a dream. Most New Yorkers don't have a passport, so I'm here hanging out with you, watching some fights. What can I complain about?
Exactly. How you doing, right, mate? I'm very well, I'm very well.
Now, Kerry, let me ask you a question. Have you secured a girlfriend coming in the wintertime? How are you going in the summer?
I'm still single, Barry. I'm still single, but I'm
smart man. You have a good lawyer, my friend.
Coming into a very good summer, yeah. Here we go. Right, so fight number 5 now. Where we've got Chrisanto Minoza in the red corner, and we've got Millen in the blue corner. So Chrisanto comes from Creo out of Manukau, and Rick comes from Flex Fitness out of Manukau as well. So two Manukau, South Auckland boys.
And what are we? What weight class are we here? We're 65, 61?
Weight division, yeah. I didn't hear the call there, but I'd say these guys are around about the 60, 70 kg mark.
I have a good feeling everybody in this room is about to be entertained. Do not move out your seat.
Let's hope so. So we're here covering from GladrapChannel at the ABA, Auckland.
I think these fellas are going to have a dust up. I can feel it up here. Are you familiar with these two different gyms, Kerry?
So, yeah, I've heard of both of these gyms down in Manukau, yep. So, yes, the Creo is home of Bruce Glozier. He's actually the promoter of the show, so it's one of his. So he's basically the homeboy as such.
So what style are we looking at from this gym?
Bruce, again, they like to be aggressive. Aggressive, yeah. He likes to train his guys to come forward fighters, but again, you never know. These are corporates, so probably under 10 fights, I'd imagine.
I believe Blue Corner's making his debut, so this would be a good
his
one.
debut, yeah. Okay.
So these guys, I saw
this
this
chin
coming.
down stretch time, isn't it?
You know, these lower weight classes, they're fast and they're furious.
That's it, yes.
And yes, what you're seeing right now, we're getting a good fight.
These guys are straight into it.
I reckon the first person that lands with their knuckles and not the heel of their glove is going to take control of this fight.
So what are you noticing so far, Barry? Anything different about the Auckland boxing scene that you don't see back in the States, or anything?
Well, I think these type of local shows are few and far between. They don't happen enough. I believe this is grassroots, and it's also why you see England dominating the pro scene right now, because they've structured a grassroots boxing scene where you have shows like this, and now the O2 Arena is almost like going to a local show, almost like this show here.
Yeah,
and I think England's done a really good job of leading the charge for shows like this. So this show, you don't really see stuff like this in the States.
Okay, yeah. I've found, my time being, I've found Auckland boxing is a very humble scene. You know, there's small venues like this, and you get some top fighters fought here. You know, Joseph Parker would have fought here, stuff like that. So, like you're saying, American and England, O2 Arena, some really big venues.
Right.
These are very humble, small. You know, he's packed out tonight, but very small venues.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that this is how you grow boxing. I believe in a city or a state or a country. You start with shows like this, and then by the time you get a Joseph Parker, you're able to put 30, 40,000 people in the seats.
That's it, yeah.
Because of shows like this. So whoever's putting on the show, kudos to you, and definitely my hat's off to you.
Yeah, for sure. There we go, end of round 1. So a pretty tight first round there. Bit of tit for tat, really. You know, you could have gone either way.
Very even first round.
Like for like.
You don't really see too many knockouts at this weight. You see all action. The guys don't punch as hard, so that's what makes these fights so so much more interesting sometimes in the smaller weight classes.
Yeah, that's right. And these guys, if their first fight, they're going to be nervous and anxious, you know. And sometimes you can train for 6 to 8 weeks and you think your fitness is peak, but a little bit of anxiety, and you know, after round 1, you're gassed. So
hold your breath while you're throwing punches, and it's a wrap, right?
Yeah. See how these guys go in terms of fitness or anxiety levels and stuff.
I thought they started out pretty erratic, but then they both settled down real good. Started jabbing and looking and thinking. So we'll see how they come up in round 2. What kind of adjustments the corners make. Oh yeah, these gentlemen are going to box, and that's outstanding to see for a white collar fight. Cannot complain about that. Good counter right hand. Great patience.
Yeah, always watching these corporate fights, always the expression comes to mind is smarter, not harder, you know. Sometimes you're watching them swinging hell for leather.
Right.
Whoa. And, you know, if you just think if one of them was to step off to the side or, you know, change an angle,
or
it could
maybe
make
even
things
a
lot
bit
easier
sometimes
for themselves. Yeah. Again, like you were saying with the female, it's a very guy thing, isn't it? Just harder, faster, just ego. Whereas, sometimes, you know, think outside the box. Okay, how about we just step to one side or step away and evade a punch?
It's funny, we're seeing that right now. You see both men have a look at each other, but then once one throws a hard punch, you know how it goes in sparring.
That's it, yeah.
It's a dust-up, right?
That's exactly right.
However, so far, I think this is a very good fight, very evenly matched.
Very good match, yep.
You got some action, you got some boxing, and what more could you ask for?
Yeah, they're both trying to box, but like you said, there's that bit of ego. When one lands, the other one seems to retaliate.
Good defense shown by both guys so far. I've seen some counter. Wow, nice beautiful counter right hand.
Complaining, I don't know what he's complaining about there. Got caught with a flush uppercut.
I thought he was acknowledging it. Hey, bro.
Oh, was he acknowledging it? Yeah.
Hey, bro.
Okay. I felt that one.
Hey, bro.
End of round 2. Okay.
Hey, coach, you didn't tell me that was coming.
It's another close round, Barry. What do you reckon?
I definitely don't want to be a judge in this fight either. Good fight, but I think they're going to have to give to the edge to the red corner because he's been setting up some punches. Yeah. We saw him throw a nice counter round hand on that side of the ring. We saw him throw a nice uppercut on the inside. So I'm thinking the judges are going to see that work because it's very clean and clear and reward him for his work.
This is when a good corner man can really make the difference, you know, because a fight like this could go either way, and they're both obviously breathing heavily. That clear instruction can make all the difference. You know, one alteration could change the fight.
It looks like both corners are doing a pretty good job. You see both corners are calm. Yeah, but I believe the blue corner has maybe had enough. He looks a little fatigued. And you don't like to see that body language in the corner.
That's it. Let's see yes, if the will to win.
He'll be good for 5 or 6 few hard shots, and then his anxiety to get the best of him. There it is. Beautiful counter right hand.
Come out quick, hasn't he? He's come out quick.
Come out quick, but you gotta look for blue corner counter punching, and here it comes. Let's watch red corner set up. He'll be counter punching here. There it is once again. He tried, wasn't available. Oh, beautiful because he tried. Well, blue corner wants this fight, huh?
Whoa.
Blue corner wants this fight.
He's throwing those big wide hooks.
Coming up, dominating this round so far.
Sometimes work rate, you know, it's better than doing nothing. If you even fight with one who works the hardest is going to win.
Do you think that red corner told him to come out and box a bit and move?
I don't know whether he's come out to box or whether he's just tired. I think he's just work rate's gone down a little bit, but blue corner's definitely going for it here, isn't he?
And this is the way to do it. A good shot.
He really wants this. Good uppercut. Good.
He's trying to make up. He's trying to make up for 3 rounds.
Oh, he comes back. Standing
8 count. Okay, gives him an 8 count. I'm surprised to see this 8 count.
I don't know if that was a bit premature.
I didn't see his head get snapped back or anything like that.
And he looked to come back with a punch right at the end there, so I don't know. But he did eat 5, 6, 7 shots unanswered, so corporate boxing, but
fair enough.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that because he'll
be definitely disappointed about
the
this
judges.
Round, for sure.
Having a valiant attempt. I think that could be the edging point for the decision, to be honest, to standing 8 there.
But that's the beautiful thing about boxing in this sport. I think the red corner and blue corner can both look at the film of this fight, take away some really positive things they've done and make some corrections in the gym, come back to this event, the next show, and put on a much better performance.
For sure, you can almost see him learning as the fight goes. That's what I like about the corporate boxing. You can see him learning as the fight goes on. You know, they learn a valuable in that 6 minutes. They learn what they can in 6 weeks in the gym. You know, just in that ring time.
Big time. And then once they watch the film, you put another 6 months on top of that,
That's
right?
right. Yeah. So it's fantastic that guys like Gladrap are covering these fights and stuff, so they can all go home and watch it back and learn by watching themselves.
Now, Kerry, are you still competing, or are you just hanging out? What are you up to these days?
I had my last fight in May, I think it was. I did an 8-man tournament, so I've had a little bit of time to recuperate after that. Had a few injuries and stuff like that. So, but I'll go again. Yep, I'll go again. I've put in a lot of time and effort into the coaching the last few months, but I think I've still got a few more fights in me.
Do you find the time to train still when you're coaching, or is it a little bit difficult?
Was that so?
Do you find the time to train still when you?
Generally, if I'm going to fight, I put the coaching. I still help out in the gym, but especially if I'm boxing pro, I like to go all out for the fighting. You know.
Now, how about you? How is fighting in New Zealand compared to fighting in London?
Who have they gone for their barrier? They get a decision?
Oh, they gave it to Blue Corner.
Oh, they did go blue.
Blue Corner picked up the win.
Oh, fantastic. No, again, the difference is England is a lot more people, so the boxing scene's a lot busier, you know. Here, especially at the top level, the same people seem to fight each other time and time again.
Right.
Whereas in England, you can go for the amateur scenes and fight a different person every week.
I think that's the same about as New York.
All right. So we just came from a big Universal decision win. How you feel?
Very tired, mate. Very tired, yeah. I got hit a few times, a bit sore, but all good, yeah.
How was training camp for this?
It was really good. I really upped it for the last 4 weeks and trained probably about four or 5 days out of the week. So really stepped it up, fitness and my strength.
It's a big honour to fight for prostate cancer for this charity, isn't it?
Absolutely. I've got a friend that's here that's got cancer, so this is for him. It's Grant in the crowd there, and I'm so happy that I won and I've done it for him. It's been a good night.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
Congratulations on your win.